My name is Ernest Scarano. I'm from Elmore, Ohio, and we're sitting here in Ernest Scarano Distillery. I made terrible beer and wine, and my friends begged me to stop doing it as a public service. They said, we don't want any Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, tastings, nothing. So I bought that still that's in the front window, and I made my first 10 gallons in my driveway in Michigan. I put up barricades so the neighbors wouldn't see what I was doing. Then I bought the building across the street. It took me 4 years to restore that. Well, by then the whiskey, which I put in a barrel, had aged out, and I was expecting it to be as terrible as everything else I had ever made, but it was fabulous. And I figured, boy, I better get a license before I end up in the slammer. So the rest is history. We make about 100 gallons of each brand. So it's a small, very, very small output, but it's small enough, because there's only two of us here, it's small enough that we can keep the consistency up and the quality up, but also that we have enough product to sell. Being that we're in a nice, small village here, it works out. I'm not sure if people from outside Elmore know we're here, but we have a web presence, and we have, I've been doing this 15 years, so we've got quite a nice book of business and loyal customers after 15 years, so that helps. From 90 proof to 140, yeah, that's our range of proof. Absolutely, it's a wonderful, it's just a wonderful process from putting the grain and pitching the yeast and then putting it in a barrel and then waiting the 4 years, and yeah, it's a great process, and I enjoy all of it. Yeah, that's probably the best part, because that's appreciation, and given the fact that I made terrible beer and wine, I am really pleased that I apparently have some small talent at making whiskey, so that's gratifying. The rosary tells the angels that they can have their share. If they're out at 2 a.m. wreaking havoc and fire and brimstone and everything, and they need an attitude adjustment, they can come here and have all they want. So, and that the rosary sits in the barrel that we're generally filling and working with. So that's the one they pick. Well, angel share is a distiller's term for evaporation. Some people call it the devil's cut, but I won't do that. So it's the angel share. The whiskey before it's bottled is 4 years old, and we bottle pretty much when we need product. So it sits in the barrel and continues to age and get those nice tones. And then when we need stock out here, we bottle. It was a funeral home for the village. And this building was the funeral home for the village. The back is where the hearses used to drive into. Yeah, so it's repurposed into a whiskey distillery. So now the only thing you can get embalmed with back here is whiskey, which I think is more fun. So that's my homage to Mo Howard of the Three Stooges. In I think it's 47, there's a Stooges short from Columbia that called Out West, and Mo is a bartender, and they're fixing a Mickey for Blackie, who's the villain of the piece, and a Mickey, of course, is a knockout drink, and Mo picks up the bottle, and it says Old Homicide, bottled Monday. And the National Stooges fan club recently gave us a shout out and said, whereas Mo only aged his 1 week, Ernest Scarano Distillery in Elmore ages theirs 4 years, and it's really very good, and you should try it. So we appreciated that, but that's where the name came from. Well, my son Mark works with me here, and he has already taken a large portion of the burden off of me. Basically, I just sell, and I can pitch yeast and do small things, but it's I'm done hauling the big stuff. So yeah, Mark does most of that now. I was a monk for a while when I was very young, and I worked for the Archdiocese of Detroit doing radio and television programs. I worked for John Sally, the basketball player, working at his properties. I started a business installing telephones and doing low voltage wiring. And I had an antique store across the street for 17 years. So I figured maybe it's time just to lighten up a little bit, so we moved here. That picture is a picture of my father and his family at the Pennsylvania Railroad Station in Pittsburgh in July of 1945. Dad had been home about 2 to 3 weeks from the war. So, and the distillery's named for him, and yeah, that's the whole family. This is where all the magic happens. Here's our Georgia Ridge still. It's a 60-gallon still. It's fired by electricity now. And before, when we were out in the barn, it was fired by propane, but they don't want us to do open flames in the village, and which is probably a prudent thing given what we do here. So everything is stored here. You notice that there's no machinery. There's just our hands. It's all done by hand, from doing mash to pitching yeast to filling barrels to distilling, all done by hand. And this way we can keep the quality, going from year to year. So this is the grain here that we use. Flaked rye. Next one is 6-row barley. There's 4 shots: heads, tails, and hearts. 4 shots you turn into window cleaner because there's methanol in there. But the heads and tails go into some of our other products, but hearts is what makes Old Homicide. And you put it in a barrel and just have to be patient for 4 years. So, and using a copper stills take out all the impurities and fusel oils and congeners, which are bad tastes, in the whiskey. Stainless steel stills just pass it through to the whiskey, which we don't want. It's a good visit, and they get the full tour, and generally are very nice people, and we enjoy having them visit, and they see that it's a nice operation here, and they're treated well, and they enjoy it. Yeah, I'm glad people enjoy the whiskey. The reason why I started, as I told you, was because I made terrible beer and wine, and the fact that I could make a really good bottle of whiskey just pleases me no end. So I'm real happy about that, and I'm happy people enjoy it.
It's been definitely an exciting journey. It's been amazing to see something that was truly a passion project kind of grow into something that's a little bit more regional, grow into something that's a little bit more stable, and last 15 years. I mean, it's been an incredible journey so far to see my father do that. I think it's fantastic to see the products that we've made and the things that we've done, and I can't wait to see what we do in the future. It's very interesting to be a distillery in such a small town as well. Usually you see craft distilleries in areas that are a little bit larger. I think that the reception has been relatively positive. We received a ton of support from the people of the village as well as the citizens and things like that too. So it's fantastic. And it's amazing the amount of people that we have had. So we've had people from all over the world visit us. There are 9 Airbnbs in the city, and the amount of people that come in and out of the city are fantastic, and they're always curious. So it's definitely interesting to meet and greet a whole bunch of familiar faces. We would love Elmore to continue to grow and to see its prosperity. I think that this hopefully helps aid that endeavor so that one day, we'll be able to continue to build in the city and really create an amazing small town community. It has to be about fun. It has to be about fun.